Welcome to the Chosen One podcast show. My name is Sophie. I am a manifesting generator 1-3, and I'm super passionate about a lot of things. I love fashion, branding, human design, healing, channeled content, jinkies, and everything business and mindset related. I called this podcast show The Chosen One for a reason because I truly believe that as MGs, we are here to challenge the world to do things differently, more nonlinear and with lots of playfulness. So if you are an MG like me or you like my MG energy, you are here at the right place to learn exactly how to live a MG life with zero limits.
You are the chosen one.
Okay, loves. Oh my goodness, I'm so freaking excited to record this episode. It's like full on spring here in the Netherlands. And I have this little ritual where we wake up in the morning. My husband goes either to the office or he works at home. And then Zoe, Sophia, and I, our baby, we have our little ritual in the morning. And then we take our bath, we clean up the house, and then we actually take the car and go to the goat farm. And on the way to the goat farm, I like to take a little detour because it's very close by. If the weather is very nice, or on Thursdays when my husband is to the office outside our house, I take the bicycle. But today I'm taking the car because I love using these moments in the car to record podcast episodes. And actually last Friday, I already recorded an episode about the topic that I want to share today with you guys. And that is a topic where I want to talk a little bit more in depth about, I'm looking at some birds who are fighting over a piece of bread. Very interesting. I want to talk more in depth about the difference between informing and initiating, and why it's so super important for us as manifesting generators to not initiate too early. And since I had so many new clarifications or insights since I recorded that episode last week, I feel like I sort of want to redo it. I haven't gone back to it and listened to it. I usually do, but I feel like no, let me just renew the episode because there's so much to share about this. And I just recently did a new webinar again last Tuesday, and we spoke about this topic as well. And it became so clear to me again that this topic, this whole art of responding and informing, almost nobody gets it. Nobody understands in depth what that means and how you apply this to your business. And it's very interesting because this is something I am mastering, right? It is my unique takeaway on human design. It's actually the only pieces of human design I currently use in my business. So I use the strategy and I use the authority. And then sometimes I look at the gifts. If I'm really frustrated in my business and I feel like I'm feeling stuck and I'm like, okay, what the F is going on? I like to look at my gifts in my human design chart, and I like to look at my profile numbers. But both of those things are complementary and something I do whenever I feel really stuck, and something I like to do for my clients as well. But it's not something I use as my main focus when it comes to running my business. When it comes to running my business, I really focus on the strategy, the art of responding, and the art of informing. And it's like I've never found anybody who speaks so in depth about this strategy as I do, and who knows so much about it, and who has such a unique view on it, which really including very practical examples, right? I think that's something that really stands out when we're talking about my Art of Responding and Informing course. It has so many practical examples because I actually practice this stuff in my business, right? These are the exact things that I implement in my business, which made me run an international business now, right? And just for your knowledge, a couple of months ago, I was not running an international business. Yes. So I have run a very successful business from 2017 until 21 here in the Netherlands. After that, I sort of lost my groove for a little bit. And then in 2022, I decided to really, okay, now we have to step it up. I decided to focus on manifesting generators only. I didn't really decide that. I just followed the instructions that God gave me, and I was resisting it in the beginning, but I said, okay, let's go out and do this. I will go on the ride with you. I trust you. I'm going to do it. And I went full on the international market. And this was without me even understanding how to freaking do that, okay? So I want to explain before I dive deeper into this topic that I am gonna increase the price of the art of responding and informing significantly, okay? So you can join up until this upcoming Monday, which is I think the 23rd or the 24th, I'm not quite sure. You can still join for the 2 payments of 555 or the 1 payment of 1111. Okay, these are euros, and if you are from outside the Netherlands and you are an entrepreneur, you do not have to pay the 21% tax. Okay, so this is the price you can currently join for, and this upcoming Monday I will increase the price significantly. Okay, I will share later in the episode why I'm gonna do that, but it all has to do with the extreme value I provide in my courses to my clients. Okay, my courses are not your typical courses that you can get anywhere else. Like, I am all about, like, my money line is the serving line, the 4th line. And the most important thing for me is that I see I want to see the translation of my work in the business of my sisters, right? I really want to see that change. Like, my soul is not satisfied if I don't see any significant change due to my work. So that is super, super important to me. So I always I put all in, I go all in every single thing I offer my clients to make sure that they get their next level result, right? And since I don't really have that break, I can't really say okay, I'm not gonna give it my fullest because it's for a lower price. That's just not how I'm wired. So I decided I have 2 ways to work with me. You either can join the Art of Responding and Informing, and then you also get my one-on-one help when you are in that course. I explained that a little later when you later in the episode. And then I also have the option to work with me one-on-one, but you can only work with me one-on-one if you have first followed the Art of Responding and Informing course. It's crucial because that's the basics. That is the system that we work with, and that is the system that really gets my clients amazing results in such short amount of time. Okay, so before we continue, I want to share a little success story from one of my current clients I am actually gonna work with in a couple of weeks. So this is a client of mine who joined my my group portal, which I currently do not offer actively. I do offer it to behind the scenes. I'm kind of offering it, but I'm not actively promoting it. And that is called the MG Life with Zero Limits. So she was in this course. It was a group portal coaching program, and we had weekly live sessions with a small group of women. There were 4 of us. It was very beautiful and very intimate. And in this 6 weeks portal, I really I just channeled topics that we needed to cover to really make them the energetic match for all their MG dreams and desires. It was very beautiful. And at the end of that portal, one of those clients, she it was so interesting because at the end of the portal, she actually felt like she was doing worse than when she started, right? And the other two were like on cloud nine. They were like almost flying. They had wings. They had literal wings on their body and they were just flying. They were feeling so freaking amazing. And my other client, who was feeling very down and disappointed and like she couldn't see it, we were like, all three of us were just like energetically so supporting her. And we were like, you know what? You are such a beautiful soul. And you are like, you are at a different timeline as well. All four of us, me including, and she as well, we all went through a different timeline. And that was so beautiful. Like every freaking single week when we did a live session, we skipped to a different timeline. And like the most crazy stuff happened during that course period. It was like crazy. I had a wasp stinging me in the middle of the night in the winter. It was bizarre, but it was beautiful. And it was so interesting because at the end, like this one particular client, I'm not mentioning her name yet because I haven't really consulted with her, that I wanted to share this story. So, but I think she'll be perfectly fine with it. But anyways, she wasn't feeling on top of the world at all. She was feeling worse. And we were all like, all three of us were saying, no, you are at a different timeline. And this is exactly where you need to be. And we just left it at that, right? I feel like as strong leaders, as strong coaches, that is our job, right? And I attract like beautiful women into my energy field who are self-led, right? And also the beautiful women, like when we have group coaching portals, we are all at that level. So it's not only me coaching my clients, it's like we are all supporting each other, and all those, like the other women were as well. Like, we got you, we energetically got you, but on a physical 3D level, we're not going on this journey, like on this story that you are creating right now. We're not going there because we see you for who you really are. And this is exactly where you need to go through to get like to the light at the end of the tunnel, right? So we left it at that. That was our final session. And we all just trusted that this was for the higher good of all. And then the weeks following, I just like, after I close a portal, I sort of let them go energetically because I have like given them all my energy for those 6 weeks. And then it's very important that they just have to experience their own energy for a bit so that they then can integrate it all. And then usually they get back to me, right? When it's actually meant for them and myself to continue to work together. And with her, I energetically felt like this is not the end of our partnership. We have to continue to work together. So I left it at that. And then within a couple of weeks, we started to get in contact again. And we actually decided to go on and work together one-on-one. So she signed up for my 5-star business offer. And we are now starting to work together in that specific portal. And it is so freaking interesting because that is a bigger investment than she had done before with me, because the group portal was 222 and the 5-star business offer at that point was 10K. It went up to 15K, so it's not 10K anymore, it's 15K. And the reason why I increased the price of that portal to 15K is because it is such a transformative journey. You get to really redesign your freaking complete business. And she had like a slimmer version, because I have done 5-star business offers for 15K before with one of my other clients, Rose. This particular client is doing a slightly different version, so that was like priced at 10K. but that version will go up to 15K as well. And the version that Rose did, that was like the 5-star VIP, that goes to 20K. And the reason is because the transformational journey is like unheard of, and it's very important for me, but for you as well, to really claim the worth of the offer that you're offering, right? And the other day I was walking with my dad. He lives in Italy 6 months of the year, and then the other 6 months he actually lives in the Netherlands again. He used to live in Italy full time, but recently he started like sort of like shifting that around. And he was in April, they always go back to Italy, so we had our final walk here in the Netherlands, and he asked me this question. He was like, are you like really, do you feel like people are getting worth their money because you're charging really high prices? And I'm like, yes, 100%. And to be quite honest, I feel like I am still low at my pricing. And that's like one of the reasons as well that I'm deciding to really significantly scale up the price of the Art of Responding and Informing course to 222, because it is a course that can literally, well, not can, it will literally change your complete business. It will make your marketing and business efforts so freaking not only effective but fun as well, right? And I feel like the last couple of days, the days leading up to the new moon, I think we all gone through this phase of like feeling very frustrated and annoyed, and maybe some anger even around our business or about how things are going. I really felt that. I was like, I just didn't feel completely satisfied the last couple of days. I feel like that had to do with like the transition that we're going through right now. But it's so important to understand, like for me, whenever I go through those periods that I feel like really frustrated in my business, I do not panic anymore, because I used to panic when that happened, and I was like, oh my God, I need to fix something is going wrong. And right now I actually know whenever that is happening, I'm like, okay, the only thing I have to do is go back to the tools I teach in the Art of Responding and Informing, and I'll be right back on track. And that's actually what I did. So Sunday night I had this beautiful conversation. I think we started the call at 10 p.m. at the evening, and we finished the call around 11, and we spoke so in depth about all the transitions that are going on right now with the energy. And really, I felt like it was such a breakthrough for me and for her as well. And like collectively, we are going through a breakthrough. It's such a beautiful period to really change things around for good, right? To be like, okay, I have gone through these lessons, and I'm getting goosebumps while saying this. So I know this is like, there's so much truth in this. We are actually like, we have gone through these lessons over and over and over again. And I'm pretty sure you are familiar with this feeling. And I feel like it really started all in 2022. That big transmission, right? And we're getting to an end here. At least you have a choice to finish this up. You can also choose to stay in it, but I'm like, I told the universe, I'm not staying here. I'm done. I've learned the lesson. I'm ready for the next level. So I'm not gonna continue in this freaking cycle. So I feel like it is also so beautiful to now like upscale the prices of the Art of Responding course as well, because this is like a final chance for you guys as well to join the course for the old price, and to really like energetically and also on a 3D level, like send your sign out to the universe and be like, okay, freaking God, universe, guides, this is it. I'm ready. I might not even have the money on my bank account yet, or it might not be the perfect timing in my career right now, or I might be super busy, or there are always like tons of reasons why not to do it. But this is literally your sign. It's literally the moment to tell the universe, I'm ready. I'm ready to turn things around. I'm ready to break this cycle for once and for all. And I'm ready. I'm finishing this up. And they're showing me like a gift, right? Like a beautiful gift with a ribbon on it. And now it's like your time and your job to put the ribbon on it. And like the Art of Responding course is literally the ribbon on the freaking gift. You're wrapping it up and saying, okay, this is it. It's final. I'm done, and I'm now taking the next freaking level. Okay, so the price will go up to 222, so it's gonna double. So that is a significant price increase, and that will sometimes I have to look for the words, guys, because you guys know I'm not from the States. I'm like from the Netherlands, so sometimes I have to like find the words. But this Monday the price will go up, so you have up until Monday to sign up for the 111 price or the 2 payments of 555. And the most beautiful thing is you'll start with me on Monday. So how it works, after you sign up, you get an email with my Voxer account, and then you actually add me on Voxer. You can download Voxer if you don't have it. It's for free. You download it, you then add my account to your Voxer account, and then on Monday I will personally send you the course link to the Art of Responding course. Okay, so you might know this, you might not know this, but I do not make courses in Kajabi or any online platform. I just make it in Dropbox because that is super easy to access for us manifesting generators, because we tend to lose our passwords all the time. Then we get frustrated, then we don't go back to the course, and then it just lays on the shelf, and then you just don't use it, and that's what we don't want. It is so fun because the other day one of my clients in the Art of Responding course sent me this email or this Voxer message, and she was like, oh my god, Soph, I'm at the final lesson. I don't want to listen to the final lesson because I don't want this experience to end. It's so freaking awesome, but it is actually the first course ever that I am going to finish, and that made my heart jump up and down, because I am a manifesting generator and I create my courses for manifesting generators, so I know exactly how to create it in a way that my beautiful MG sisters will actually finish it and implement it in their business. And for that specific reason, I also always have a live element in my courses. For me, like I said, I'm a 4th line in a Jinkies Pearl sequence. And for me, it's super important that like my sisters understand how to apply the things that I teach to their specific business. And the only way I can really make you understand that is by offering you the option to send in your own personal questions to me during the course, because you will go through the course and then you will have additional questions. You'll be like, okay, this makes sense, but how does this apply to this specific part of my business? Or how can I do this? Or how can I do that? And that's why you get to send in 1 question a week during the 4-week course that you just send in through Voxer, and that I will answer for you personally, so that you understand in depth how you can really implement this and apply this to your specific business. Okay, so that is super important, and that is what actually makes it such a valuable course, right? The basic information that I'm sharing with you, which is not really basic, but anyway, I'm just calling it the basic information, the 14 lessons I created for you. Those are really designed in a way that you actually will listen to it, and you will listen to it in a way that it really increases your joy and your fun factor. It's not only information I'm sharing, I'm actually giving you an energetic upgrade as well, because my MG energy is very contagiable. Is that the right word? Contagiable? Well, you get my point, I guess. So whenever you're listening to my audios, your energy level goes up, right? You can just conquer the world when you surround yourself with my energy. So you get the information, but you also get the energetic update, and then you get the one-on-one questions possibility to make sure you can really apply it to your specific business. And that is just so freaking valuable. And for me, it just no longer feels fully aligned to offer that for 111. And that's why it's going up. But up until Monday, like I said, I feel we have this beautiful like opening between the eclipses that are coming and everything that is going on. This is just like a beautiful small opening for you guys to really feel into that. And I always do, I have deadlines to the things I offer, because we do need a type of urgency as people to sort of do something. If there's no urgency, that is so easy for the ego. We're just like, okay, we're just gonna stay comfortable where we're at. So there always has to be some type of urgency, but I am not in the business of frying your nervous system, and especially because I work with manifesting generators only, and I have a lot of emotional manifesting generators as well. Emotional manifesting generators, we just need a couple of days, right, to figure that out. So therefore, I always have like a little bit of a longer period than 2 days. 2 days is just a little bit too short. It increases the anxiety, and we don't want to do that. And if you're a sacral, well, sister, if you're a sacral, just follow your freaking sacral in the moment and don't even think about it twice, okay? So I do want to offer something very fun to my sisters that sign up after listening to the podcast episode. So if you sign up for the Art of Responding course before this Monday, okay, then, and you just like, you can write it in the comments, or you can just send me an email like, hey, I listened to your podcast show and then I signed up for the Art of Responding course. If you do that, I'm having a special surprise for you, a special like super fun and valuable bonus, and you will get that from me if you let me know that you listened to the podcast show and then signed up for the Art of Responding course. And what will be even more amazing, I should have done a win action on that, but okay, this is what God is showing me, so I'm following this. But it would be even more amazing if you could like share it on your Insta feed that you signed up for the course. But like, we'll do that another time. This is what God is showing me right now. So you get the beautiful bonus, like the super valuable and fun bonus, if you sign up before Monday and let me know that you have listened to the podcast show. That feels really fun to me. That excites my sacral, and that's super important. Okay, so this is a very long intro. Let me get to the freaking point about initiating, right? Because that's what I promised you guys to talk about today. And I'm actually sort of doubting now, like, am I gonna re-record that? Or maybe should I just go back to the episode that I recorded last week and then like edit that at the end of this? I think that would be interesting. I think I'm gonna do that. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna pause this actual recording. I'm gonna re-listen to that specific episode that I recorded last week to see if it's still aligned, and if it is, I will edit it at the end of this episode. If it's not, then I have to figure out if I'm gonna redo it, or I'll figure it out. Okay, excited. So to be continued. Okay guys, I just went back to the episode and I freaking love it. So I'm actually gonna use it, and I really want you to pay attention, especially to the last part, because something very interesting happens all the way at the end of that specific episode. And this is why I'm telling you that it's such a subtle game, okay? Because this episode that I'm gonna like edit was recorded last week. Back then, I was not at an energetic place yet that I could initiate. You can actually hear that happening at the end of the episode. In this introduction that I recorded today, you can sense a completely different energy, right? I am full on initiating, but that is because I have waited until the moment that I got the sacral intuitive hit, like, fuck yes, now you can initiate. Because we had the new webinar where I skipped the distracting part that I spoke about, that I speak about in the podcast that I'm gonna edit behind this episode. That distracting part, I skipped this webinar. I had an amazing webinar last Tuesday, and now the universe is saying, okay, girlfriend, go out and freaking initiate the heck out of it. It's time to let all your soul sisters enter this amazing Art of Responding course. And this, my lovely friends, is a beautiful example, goosebumps all over, of the Art of Responding and Informing course, because this is freaking how it works. It's an energetic game. It's an energetic game. You have to freaking wait until the perfect moment, and in the meantime, you have to do your part, and that is to freaking inform. Love you guys. Have an amazing day and listen to this episode, because you are like, it's gonna rock your world, okay? And I hope to see you Monday inside the course, The Art of Responding. Love you guys. Good morning, guys. Okay, I'm so excited. The weather is so beautiful here in the Netherlands. Spring is definitely here, and it's still a little bit cold because it's in the morning. So we're heading to the goat farm, and we have our coats on and everything, but the sun is shining, so it feels really, really yummy. Okay, so I was in the car and I was like, you know what? I want to record an episode about initiating, because we actually live in a world where we are like, they make us believe that initiating is necessary in order to do sales, right? And I feel like a lot of manifesting generators are conditioned in that way, that they really feel like they have to initiate in order to make sales. And I have done that for a very, very long time, and it really got me to a place that I got so frustrated, because I was doing all this initiating. And initiating in my book, for example, is doing call to actions. You know, those Instagram posts where you at the end say, if you want more info, send me a DM. Or those emails where you say, like, I have an amazing program. Here's the link to sign up. Oh my God, we all do it. And I even sometimes do it because I'm a 1-3, so I love to experiment. I'll get back to that a little later in this episode. But really, the initiating got me so frustrated, because I felt like I was really putting myself out there by like asking people to like sign up for things, and then nothing would happen, right? And that would like bruise my confidence in such a big way. And that sort of started, like, I started doubting myself, like, am I doing something wrong? Is my program not good? I'm not meant for this. I'm like, I got to the point at a certain point in my business that I was like, you know, sorry guys, I'm getting a cold because my daughter is having a cold as well. I was like, oh my God, I just want to be paid for my gift, but I don't want to do all the marketing BS. I seriously so hated marketing at a certain point, that I just lost all the joy of it. And now I understand like my strategy, like our strategy, like the responding and the informing strategy, and the sequence of like responding and then informing and then actually waiting for the thing to respond on and then initiate. That's like a whole other ball game, right? And every time I get self-confidence again in my, like, insecure again in my business or in my sales process, I always like look back and I'm like, where have I been initiating where I shouldn't have been initiating? And I think like a lot of you guys can relate to this, right? That you started doubting yourself because you have put yourself out there, you have done those call to actions and nothing came of it, right? It feels very, very vulnerable. So the way I turned this around is by really implementing our strategy. And like I said, I'm a 1-3. I'm really experimenting with this. I have created a beautiful course around it. It's called The Art of Responding and Informing. And it's an in-depth course of 4 weeks where I actually explain to you in depth through voice audios how the art of informing and responding works in a business context, right? How do you actually implement this into your business? How do you implement it into your sales process? How do you use it to create offers that feel aligned to you? Like you can really, like I just explain in depth how you use it in a business context. And there are so many layers to it. I mean, I have gotten so many compliments around this course because it has so many layers, right? Because it's not a very fixed thing. It's a very subtle game when we're talking about our strategy. And it's not only our strategy, but it's our authority as well, right? So I implemented that as well. So in the course, I explain exactly like what the informing, responding, initiating process looks like for a manifesting generator. But then I also explain how to use it when you are a sacral authority and how to use it when you actually are an emotional authority like me. And then I also have all these exercises where I actually help you really strengthen your sacral response again, because we sort of lost our sacral intuition sometimes, because we like a lot of us are damaged in the business context, right? In the online space we have tried so many things, and we most of the time tried things of other people who were not manifesting generators, who were not applying the strategy of a manifesting generator. And when you like follow a course around marketing, and this person who's a very big person in that world tells you have to do it this way, and if you do it this way it should work, and then you try it and it doesn't, it makes you doubt yourself, right? But I'm here to tell you, I'm here to save your day. There is nothing wrong with you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you. You have not done, there's nothing wrong with you. I keep saying that. There's nothing wrong with you. The only thing is that you have applied the wrong strategy to your business game. That's it. And if you turn it around, and if you actually start applying like the art of responding, informing, and then initiating, everything changes. And the reason why I started this podcast today is because I was sort of analyzing the past month. And I love to like experiment with my webinars and how I present my webinars. And sometimes I have something that works very well, and like the three in me always wants to shift things around, which I allow myself in a certain extent, but not as much as I used to, because it can also be a self-sabotaging thing that you keep changing things. And if something works, sometimes you should just keep it that way, right? So I'm very conscious of the things that I actually change in my process. If I have a certain process in my business and it works, like when I say it works, I mean like it actually leads to sales, because you have to understand, as a business owner, you need to make sales, right? I mean, if you're not making sales, you really can't run a sustainable business. So that has to be our primary focus, right? Next to serving, of course. Serving is one of one of my big things, and the women and men I work with are all soul-led, are all like amazing spiritual beings. So like I feel like that part is covered with my clients, right? They have this very truthful place from where they started their business from. They do it from a soul-led place. They know like, okay, I'm in it for the money, but I'm in it for the money so that I can serve and I can be a better person and I can do all these amazing things. So that part is covered, and I really love helping my manifesting generator sisters really take care of that money piece as well. Like, how do you actually make your business and marketing efforts way more effective? Because like I said, we need that in order to serve. We need to be provided for, right? So anyways, when a process actually works, I allow myself to tweak, but like one thing at a time, because if I tweak like multiple things, I can't actually go back and see what went wrong, right? If it changes the outcome in the good or for the worse, I have to be able to track it. I have to be able to see like, okay, what did I change and why did they work and why didn't that work, right? So this round, the last webinar round, I actually implemented something in the webinar funnel, you can say. I'm not a fan of a regular funnel, but of course I do have sort of a funnel, sort of like a step-by-step process where I take my clients through when they sign up for one of my free webinars, right? They come to a sales page, and then they get some emails from me, and then they come to the webinar, and then I actually have the chance to really connect with them live, and then I do some inspired action follow-up things around that. For me, it's always very important that there are like steps implemented that are actually how do you say that have some sort of contact with my clients or my future clients, because like I said, we are manifesting generators. We need that thing to respond to, so that really that gives me fuel to keep going. Anyways, I implemented a step on my thank you page, the last webinar round, and hindsight, looking back, that really got me distracted in my energy, and the sales weren't as good as the round before that, right? So the round before that, I did 3 times as much sales as I did this round. And that got me thinking, okay, that's a big difference. What was different? So what was different is that I actually tweaked something or implemented something on the thank you page, which was an initiating step. And hindsight, looking back, that was way too early in the process, because we are not supposed to initiate so early in the process. And like I said, I know it, but I always try things out, because I want to make my course like my course, The Art of Informing and Responding. I need to go through the steps. I need to really be able to explain to my sisters and to you guys how it works. So I need to try things out, right? So I initiated too early. So that we can check off. We can't initiate too early. That doesn't work. It really distracts us in our energy. And a bigger takeaway that I got from there is that's actually the reason why I started this podcast episode today, is that they literally showed me, because you guys initiate too early, you're actually blocking the guidance of the universe. So the human network is actually automatically showing us the next step, right? But in order for them to show us the next step, we need to get out of the way. And that's the hardest part for manifesting generators, because we have such a go, go, go energy. We tend to initiate, and the initiating really, really blocks the things that the human network is actually showing us. And the funny part is, the things that the human network show us, those are the steps that lead to very organic and easy sales. So for us, it's very the main thing is really deconditioning ourselves and understanding how we can do less initiating. That doesn't mean that we cannot do anything, because a lot of people feel okay, if I can't initiate, I can't do anything. But the beautiful part is you can. And I have a beautiful lesson around this. I believe it's lesson 7 in the course, which is all about how to minimize the waiting time. But we have a beautiful tool. We have the responsive strategy. Yes, the responsive strategy means that we have to wait until we get that thing to respond to. This can either be an intuitive hit or something from the outside. That is something I explain way more in depth in the course as well, because there is actually a very distinguished difference between pure intuitive hits and non-pure intuitive hits. And the pure intuitive hits are green lights, and the non-pure intuitive hits are not green lights from the human network. So that's a little bit more in-depth info as well. But we actually have another beautiful tool, and that is to inform. So instead of initiating, we should inform. When we feel oh my God, I can't wait, I have to do something, start informing instead of initiating. The initiating, you'll know exactly when you need to initiate. You'll know. You don't even actually have, it's almost like the universe takes care of that for you. You don't really even have to initiate. It becomes such a organic, beautiful process. So I guess my biggest takeaway from this episode for myself and for you guys is that the most important thing for us is to be very aware in the sales process of where do we initiate, and really be on the, like, really make it an experiment. Try to not initiate for a while. And if you're like, oh my God, Soph, I do not have a clue how to do that, and I do not know what to do else than initiating, I would really highly recommend you checking out my Art of Responding and Informing course. You can check it out on my website, which is sophieditmar.com/responding. You can find all the in-depth info about it at the sales page. If you have any questions around it, you can always reach out to me or my team. And just check it out. It's a beautiful course. You still get the option to send in a question a week. This is interesting because doesn't matter. Yes, you can still send in the question a week if you have questions that really apply to your specific profile number or to your specific business, and you're like, yeah, I really want to make sure that this course is okay, guys, you know what? I'm gonna skip this part. This last part doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel aligned. That feels like initiating. So I'm gonna stop it right there.